26 years ago, I had my first symptoms of urgency and started right away having more cramping, bloating, uh, just a lot of pain and discomfort. I didn't really know what was going on with me. The urgency was a surprise.
Hmm.
And then within 4 years, I had finally sought medical help for it because at that point I was bleeding profusely and, just really lacking energy. I was really depressed, even at times suicidal,
Yeah.
because I was just so sick. And so at 28, I was diagnosed with the severe ulcerative colitis. And
Man.
and I'm 50 now. So been a long time, been a long road. I needed
Yeah.
a guide to help me through. And I was honestly really praying for answers.
Mm.
And because I'd just gone to the GI doctor with another flare, I'd seen two different GI doctors who both were like, you need to get back on this other drug or a biologic because you're going to get cancer, you're going to have a stoma. And having flare ups every few months means that you're not controlling it with diet. And I didn't immediately think, oh, yes, please sign me back up for the drugs. I went, no, I need to get my diet better or figure out where the missing pieces are.
Symptoms wise, I mean, you would, this is 25 years later of NDs, nutritionists, trying all things. You were still having you were having constipation where you wouldn't go at all. And then you would the next day go 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
And so it was completely wild all over the place. And then you were sometimes getting some blood still. You were getting a little bit of mucus. You had a pretty large amount of urgency, right? So when you went, you had very little time.
Mhm.
And you had a pretty moderate amount of diarrhea. So you weren't getting normal stools.
Right.
And then you had very extreme bloating,
Yeah.
like constantly.
It was like when you look at a barrel full of apples, the old wooden barrels,
Yeah.
that's how I equated my stomach. I was just so constantly bloated. It'd be, from noon on the rest of the day.
Well, let me ask you now, the big moment. Okay. How many bowel movements a day are you having?
1 to 3.
1 to 3 and no constipation.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. Maybe a little bit, but
Tiny,
it's not like it was.
once in a while, maybe a little bit of constipation. 1 to 3 normal bowel movements a day. No bloating, no cramping, no pain, no gas, no blood, no urgency.
Right.
No bloating, no cramping, no pain, no normal gas, no urgency, normal stools.
Yep.
Got rid of all that, not wondering where the bathroom is anymore.
Yep.
Lost 8 pounds. Energy's good.
Yep. Been going to the gym.
Got eliminated some of that acne we're also noticing that might be connected with it.
Yeah, my face is pretty clear.
Got rid of that acne, normal energy, no bloating, no cramping pain, normal gas, no diarrhea, no mucus.
Right.
And you also got off one of your medications that you were using just to calm down that urgency.
2 of them, because I'm not taking Prednisone or Zophran.
Got off Prednisone or Zophran. The Zophran you were just taking because it slowed down the bowel movements but gave you tons of bloating and gas and reaction.
That the Zophran would slow it down, but then if I wasn't careful, that would also make me constipated.
And how long did it take you before you started seeing results?
I would say I really felt like I took a good turn for the better a couple months in.
Like 2, 3 months?
Yeah, I noticed immediately, some symptoms were lessening.
So like within a week or two, you started noticing less, and did that help you go, oh, there's something here, I got something?
It did, having the Herx reaction in the middle there didn't help with that, but
Yeah.
it helped me see that how serious I needed to take this. And
Yes.
I think that's the other part too, is I needed to take it more seriously. There's nothing out there like this. And I did when I started the program and I was doing a detox protocol, I got a Herx reaction
Yep.
pretty quickly. But since then, I understand how it works better, and
Yep.
and I haven't gotten any Herx reactions, and I'm up to like 12 drops of wild oregano oil.
All
I
right.
first did 2 when I first started.
There you go. So your body couldn't handle 2 of that antipathogen. So that was one thing that really helped you. So guys, one thing is we want to use a natural plant, old as dirt, oregano. And we used that with her in her custom plan where everything was customized for her. She had a coach. She did this. So be careful. Do not do this unless you've been coached and you know what you're doing. Do not do this. But I'll put a link to the product she's talking about below. and she just used a little bit and her body reacted. But over time, as she fixed her body, she could handle more and more and more. And do you think as you were able to increase those protocols that your body got better and better and better?
I think so. And I can tell if I need to back off, just like
Yep.
maybe I'll start to get a slight headache. Practicing the protocol and the steps. And in fact, I know it so well. I don't need to look at exactly everything I need to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, you know it because you
I
get
did
it too. You get it. It makes sense to you. Like, oh, I get. It's like riding a bike. Oh, I get how it works now. I don't need the directions.
So a saying that I've been saying to myself for a while, and I'll tell other people, is that, you know, it's hard getting healthy. It's hard making lifestyle changes, but what's harder, doing that or staying sick?
Yeah.
It's so much harder to, you know, be sick and not do anything about it. When you actually have a plan, you can work long term, you know, and my goal is to stay out of those doctors' offices that unfortunately it was just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. It wasn't even a very good Band-Aid. One of the biggest things to change is the mindset.
Yep.
Stop saying I'm sick and identifying yourself with your disease. You are not your disease.
Yeah.
You know, you are who you are. You know, you can't be defined by your illness. And when you define yourself by your illness, it affects everything, like what you do in life. And so instead of just, you know, what can I do? What can I do differently? What can I have? How can I make this work? You know, and pray and, you know, find yourself. And I stopped having those depressed thoughts 5 years ago when I made a decision that they just weren't going to be a part of my life.
Beautiful.
Don't give up.